It's the Cornermen
There we go.
Radio live with Barzini and DLG. Shout out to the whole LDBC. I wanted to talk about this matchup. David Lemieux versus Ryota Murata. David Lemieux is now the WBA mandatory for CANELO. Murata is the regular WBA champion. And if CANELO doesn't fight David Lemieux, I know who would be a top 10 fighter David Lemieux will fight next. I don't see him fighting JERMALL. I do not see him going to the zone to fight DEMETRIUS ANDRADE. We already saw him with Billy Joe Saunders. We already saw him with Triple G. I doubt he fight Danny Jacobs. So the only person I see in the top 10 that they can make a fight with Lemieux will be willing to take before he can get his CANELO shot is Murata. Because we saw Endom beat Murata. David Lemieux beat Murata. David Lemieux beat Endom. He beat him viciously. And Murata beat Endom. So they got a similar opponent. They both highly ranked in the WBA. I think they might make this first until CANELO gives him his shot. If CANELO comes back December, but if CANELO doesn't come back December, I think that's what they're gonna make. Because we see Bob Arum and Golden Boy has been doing hella cards together. We just saw the Roscoe and Jose Ramirez, Lomachenko, and Linares. The list goes on, Manny and Lucas Matisse. The list goes on. So I see this fight possibly making. And who you think going to win this fight? And what's your thoughts on this matchup?
I think it'll be a decent fight. Like you said, I think in terms of their levels, I think they're possibly around the same. It's a fight. They're both ranked. They're fairly high. Murata's the regular champion. He had 2 battles with Nadam. We know how that went. We know what happened when Lemieux fought Nadam. So it should be a good fight. Again, if you can box Lemieux and not catch the hook, you can win. Can you survive the hook if you get caught is a different question. So I don't know if Murata can survive the hook if he gets hit with it. That I'm not sure if he can take that punch. But can he avoid it? That I'm not so sure either. So I would favor Lemieux just because he can end it. All he needs is to land a 1 punch. We saw what happened to Spike O'Sullivan. That fight lasted how many seconds into the first round? Yeah.
2 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah. So if the hook lands, most people go to sleep. So I'd have to favor Lemieux. I think it'll be a good fight. It'll be interesting. It's a nice placeholder until we get some of the other bigger fights. But, hey, you never know. If CHARLO wants to fight Lemieux, that'll be an interesting fight. If Jacobs wants to fight Lemieux, it's a name. You know, it's that Canadian fan base he brings with him. It's a name. He's willing to fight. It's going to be entertaining. He has power, but he can be outboxed. So it'll be interesting to face someone like Jacobs, who, like you said, you think his chin is suspect. He's gotten hit a few times. He got knocked out by Pirog. I think the Moore knockdown was more of a flash knockdown. Same thing with against Triple G. He got caught kind of surprised and off balance. It wasn't one that really hurt him, but it caught him and it made him drop. I think getting hit with a Lemieux shot, we'll see, and that'll definitely test his chin to see if his chin is questionable or not. But the Murata fight, I think it's a good fight between the two of them. If they win, then they can fight one of the other names we just mentioned. But it should be a good match, and it should be something that's easily made. So there shouldn't be too much politics to avoid that one from happening. I would like to see it. It'll be entertaining. So if Canelo's not fighting December, which I don't think he's fighting December, I think he's going to stick to his routine of May and September, especially now with the belts. We'll see what happens if he changes that. But I think December, Lemieux, Murata is a possibility. And I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Right. I agree with your opinion. I think Lemieux will beat Murata because we saw Endom beat him in Japan. Like, And then Murata was saying he got robbed. I'm like, Ndam don't got no big promoter. He ain't from Japan. How you get robbed? That's real funny when he said that. But anyways, I totally agree. The reason why I don't really believe Lemieux is gonna fight those other top names is we saw him risk his he was supposedly going to be Canelo's fight in September. Wait, was it last year? No, the Cinco de Mayo. But true David Lemieux lost to Billy Joe Saunders. It ended up not happening. I don't think he's gonna risk his another loss and not fighting Canelo. He wants that big payday and he can retire or do whatever. He's not gonna risk it with guys like Jacobs, Jermall, or Saunders, or any of them guys.
But you know, all these fights have hovering over them the possibility of Canelo Triple G3, unfortunately, and that's going to be thrown around again and again, and all these dudes trying to get their shot. And what's going to wind up probably happening is these scenarios where everybody thinks Triple G, Canelo 3 is going to go down, and then they want to having to make other fights. You know, you can't sit around forever. Same situation, you know, our little buddy Khan waiting to fight Pacquiao, waiting to fight Mayweather, waiting to fight all these people, and fights passing them by. You know, it's how much are you willing to wait for that fight that you really, really, really want, and the possibility of it not happening. It gets tossed around, they dangle that carrot in front of you. But if it don't happen, then, you know, you lose time, you get rusty, you know, it's inactivity. Then you want to face a nobody for way less money. So do you want to take the chance? So I think they'll dangle that in front of him, and we'll see what happens. As a possibility, he'll be, you know, the runner-up and say, hey, if Triple G, Canelo 3 doesn't happen, we'll fight you. But, you know, other fights are going to be presented to him, and it's, do you want to wait? Do you want to take the chance? So all those fights that we'd love to see, I think they're going to have that cloud over the head of, will Triple G, Canelo 3 happen? So.
My thing is, I don't think Triple G will get the trilogy because he didn't win. And the only way he can get that trilogy is if he beat Jermall Charlo. And that's my opinion. But like, subscribe, comment, click the icon bell.